Again, none of this is my opinion. I saw Governor Ridge in 2003, right as Homeland Security was being given cabinet power, announce that they're going to have naked body scanners at every baseball game, every football game. We've played those videos. Homeland Security years later announced it. It's 18-wheeler trailers. They march you through. They put you in a brain scanner and ask you questions. They say, do you have bombs? Or do you have recording equipment? As if recording a concert is terrorism. So they mix terror with just normal activities, having a cell phone that records. And when I was in San Jose last Tuesday, flying back from Santa Cruz, where I gave 2 speeches, I've told the story, but to recap, I sat there for about 20 minutes after I went through the checkpoint. There was a coffee place right past it, inside the gate, watching nothing at 4 checkpoints, at 4 lines, but women and small children in strollers being put through naked body scanners, being bathed in radiation. It violates your 4th Amendment. Now they're saying CIA to Al-Qaeda women are going to have breast implant bombs. This is what they're telling TSA. So they want chest x-rays, and they've got to squeeze. And it's been on the news. It's called enhanced pat-down. Even if you opt out, they do this. But now they're saying, no, we're going to put you through naked body scanners and do this. They're training a giant Gestapo cadre that it's normal and natural to do this to people. Now, they can get you to submit to this. People getting inside your comfort zone, they can do anything. Now, we've got a Paul Craig Roberts story at Infowars.com. Might is right about all this. But we've got the New York Times today by Joe Sharkey. What's happening is members of the establishment, or wannabes, are finding out about this. It says, opt out of a body scan, then brace yourself. Having been taught by nuns in grade school and later going through military boot camp, I have always disliked uniformed authority shouting at me. So I was unhappy last week when some security screeners at O'Hare International Airport in Chicago started yelling, opt out, we've got an opt out. One bellowed about me in a tone that people in my neighborhood in Tucson usually reserved for declaring rattlesnake. Then they go into them squeezing his genitals and everything else. Now, here is the New York Times. Pat-down or full body scans. Security gets more personal in airports. As TSA changes airport pat-down procedures, some ask if security's gone too far. Oh, has it gone too far? Next time you pass through security in some airports around the country, you may face a difficult dilemma. Would you rather have a revealing full body scan, or as some are calling X-rated pat-down? Some passengers opt out of the full body scan, concerned about the low dose of radiation emitted by the high-tech body scanners that are being put in place at many terminals. And what about your naked body being recorded, or your 4th Amendment? The machines are also able to see beneath clothes and create a photorealistic picture of the passenger's body. Yeah, your genitals, everything. But for those who refuse the scan, an alternative pat-down is about to get equally thorough. Then a day after they reported this, on October 28th last week, they said everybody's going to get a pat-down now. And it's not, and they go on. Starting Friday, the TSA is changing its pat-down procedure. They already done this. TSA officers used to pat down passengers with the backs of their hands, as if that's okay to rub someone's breast or genitals with the back of your hand. But now they'll use the fronts of their hands to search more than ever before, in some cases touching body parts that were once off limits. Now, it goes on. When I was there, I was watching children and women. And I was watching 3-year-olds with men on little girls putting their hands between their legs. Now, I walked out during the break 15 minutes ago, and Michelle, we're not going to show her for her privacy. She's worked here for 5 years, and a great job, customer service. I know her daughters well, played with my children, great people. Michelle went to Colorado for a trip 2 weeks ago with her 2 daughters. And the same thing happened to her. And she said, no, they grabbed my breast, they put their hand between my legs, and they tried it with her daughters, and they did it because she wouldn't be radiated. Now, Michelle, we've only got a few minutes left in this segment. You've got the floor. Tell people the account of this molestation that you and your 1-year-old daughter, or how old is she now?
20 months.
Here, lean forward towards the mic.
She's 20 months.
20 months, so almost 2 years, and how old? I'm not going to say her name. She's 8 or 9?
8.
8. Okay, same as my son. Let's go over exactly what happened. Describe it as what happened.
Okay, so we're walking through security in Denver Airport, and they make you take off your shoes and put everything on the conveyor belt.
You're coming back to Austin.
Coming back to Austin. And after you take off your shoes and put everything on the scanner, they have you walk through a metal detector. Well, after they have you walk through a metal detector, they want you to go to the naked body scanner. Well, I was told here to say I opt out. And so I said, I opt out for me and my children. And so they yelled real loud, we have an opt out. And so they pulled us off to the side, and they start at your ankle, and they work their way up with hands on both sides of your legs. They get to your private area. They, feel your private area, work their way down to your other leg.
Let's be specific. They touched your...
They touched. And it was not back of hand. It was palm.
So this is something your husband would do, but now it's a man. That's the key. You said
it was a male officer.